The date with Andrew ended as perhaps no date in the history of courtship ever has, with me asking him for his ex-wife's phone number. I had questions, but not about Andrew. See, Colin was my previous boyfriend, my pandemic boyfriend. And this is a story that's familiar. You've probably heard it before. We were college friends. We reconnected on Facebook. I had a crush on him back then. And oh my God, decades later, we're both divorced, yada, yada. And he lived in North Carolina. And it turns out that 2020 was a really excellent time to have a long-distance relationship because we had lots of time and not much to do. So pretty soon, we were visiting each other every chance that we could, texting all the time. Usually, we'd meet in the middle in D.C. in hotels, and it was so much fun. And that year where there was just very little fun to be had. But it was more than just fun, because when Colin told me that he loved me, it was like the ground shifted. I was just out of an 18-year marriage, and I'd been carrying around this really scary question. Could anyone ever love me again? And so the question was answered, and it was really nice. And then we broke up. It's fine. The relationship ended, but we stayed friends. He was really special to me, and I did not break up with Colin's love. I carried that around with me, and it made me feel confident and strong and resilient as I got vaccinated and downloaded all the apps and started dating again. So I'm on the date with Andrew, around the corner from here, in fact. And we met on Bumble, and he seems he's funny, he's chatty, he looks like his pictures, it's all good. We're in our first drink, and just halfway through the first drink, the conversation turns to last relationships. I give him this very quick thumbnail, pandemic, Facebook, college friend. He's like, oh, that is familiar. His ex-wife did the exact same thing during the pandemic, hooked up with a college friend she connected with on Facebook. And then he asked me, does your guy live here? I'm like, no, he lived in North Carolina. It was a long-distance thing. That's so funny. My ex-wife's guy lived in North Carolina. What's his name? Or would you meet in hotels in D.C.? I'm like, well, yeah, that's the geographic midpoint. What's his name? I bet it's the same guy. It's got to be the same guy. I'm like, it's not the same guy. Oh, come on, tell me his name. And he will not drop this joke. He's pushing this joke to the point where he picks up his phone in the middle of our date and starts texting his ex-wife. What was the name of that guy? And as he's texting her, he asked me a question. Well, where did you go to college? She went to BU. Fuck. She texts back right away, ding. Is his name Colin? I excused myself to the ladies' room. Why? When? How? What the fucking fuck just happened? And Andrew felt terrible. He always takes the joke too far. Apparently, not knowing when to shut the fuck up is his thing. But he was really nice about it. I was a wreck, and he drove me home from Brooklyn to Manhattan, and outside my apartment building, he handed over his ex-wife Paxton's phone number. And I stayed up all night long waiting to call this woman. I think I made it to 8:59 a.m. on a Saturday morning, which seemed sort of reasonable, not crazy. She was expecting my call, and she very nicely answered all my questions, how, when, why, what the fucking fuck. It turns out we went to college together, but we didn't know each other. She, just like me, had a huge crush on Colin in college. Just like me, they reconnected on Facebook at the beginning of the pandemic. And, their thing was a little more on and off than mine, but we compared calendars. There was significant overlap. And while they didn't have the L word, it wasn't nothing, and she knew nothing about me. So, of course, I confronted Colin about it on the phone, but that was very unsatisfying. I mean, the relationship was already over, and yet I was so completely unmoored by this, new reality. I just, couldn't even absorb it into my head. And somehow talking to Paxton seemed to be, a good idea to help me process the shock. So she and I went out for drinks, and she's really cool. Of course Colin liked her. And we have so much in common. I mean, Colin, my date with her ex-husband, but seriously, Dan, the writer from Blue Buds who lives in LA on Bumble, we've both been out with him. And Bill, the poly guy in Brooklyn, same. I mean, we had a lot of things to bond over. And also, she's really smart, and she's a great person to talk to about the things we have in common that we're struggling with. I mean, teenagers, our exes, the new guys, what we even want from relationships at this stage in our lives, and, how to try to be happy sometimes being alone. And we're friends now. That was about a year ago. She's here tonight. Andrew, I never saw again. But with the perspective of time, I think it was a great date. I mean, I got Paxton, and his, not being able to shut the fuck up thing, would definitely have been a problem in a relationship. But on that night, it was this big, beautiful sign from the universe, telling me, Allison, move on. Learn to love yourself first.